around a lot. Are they the same thing? At first glance, it may appear that if you eat one less cup of rice, you can transition from a low-carbohydrate diet to a ketogenic diet. After all, both nutritional strategies place an emphasis on reducing carbohydrates, and both are often followed for their fat loss potential. Pretty much the same thing, right? Not so fast, keto bro. Although both diets are considered low-carb compared to the standard Western diet, the one made up mostly of processed carbs and mystery ingredients, the similarities stop there, both in philosophy and execution. Here's what you need to know about low-carb and ketogenic diets so you can make an informed choice. The low-carbohydrate diet defined. A low-carbohydrate diet is a pretty vague description in and of itself. After all, low is a relative term, but in the most effective versions of this approach, the priority is being more selective about your carbs and where they come from. In many cases, you can still eat fruit, vegetables, and beans, while eliminating or cutting back on grains, baked goods, and processed sugars. This shift from carb-dense sources to low-density ones naturally reduces the daily amount of carbs you take in. However, a low-carbohydrate diet lacks specific classifications of what low means, and often neglects protein and fat recommendations. Technically, if you're used to eating 300 grams of carbohydrates per day, and drop to 200 per day, you're following a lower carbohydrate diet. If you don't replace those lost calories, you'll probably lose some weight, but it may have been the lower calories that caused it, not the lower carbs. Conversely, if you replace those missing calories with either more fat or more protein, you produce two very different diets. The difference is in the ketones. One byproduct of carbohydrate restriction is increased production of ketone bodies, which are small molecules derived from fat produced in the liver. When your body's stored glucose levels are low, ketone production increases. This can be measured via blood or urine ketone testing. A traditional high-carb diet results in blood ketones between 0.1 and 0.2 millimoles, moles, and a moderate to low-carb diet has no significant effect on this. However, once you truly embrace a ketogenic diet, blood ketones rise to 0.5–5.0 millimoles, putting you in the state of nutritional ketosis and signifying that you're keto-adapted. 2. This is the primary indicator that you're following a ketogenic diet. Carbohydrates. In most research studies, a low-carbohydrate diet is defined as eating less than 30% of calories from carbohydrates, which often equates to 5,125 grams per day. 3,4. For comparison's sake, the American Dietary Guidelines, 2010, recommend that 45–65% of calories come from carbohydrates each day. 5. A ketogenic diet, on the other hand, is defined as eating 5–10% of total calories from carbohydrates. 6. This often equates to 25–30 grams of carbohydrates per day, with a suggested maximum of 50 grams per day. Protein intake can run the gamut in a low-carb approach. Personally, when weight loss is the goal, I recommend maintaining a moderate to high protein level to support muscle mass and satiety. High protein diet, greater than 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. Moderate protein diet, 0.36 to 0.69 grams per pound of body weight. Low protein diet, less than 0.36 grams per pound of body weight. Fats. A well-designed low-carbohydrate diet should still have a moderate amount of fat. You have to fill your calories somehow, right? Far too many physique competitors have discovered the hard way that going low-fat and low-carb leads to poor recovery and feeling awful most of the time. That said, provided you're getting the minimum, your fat level isn't as crucial in a low-carb approach, since your body is still running off of carbohydrates as its primary fuel source.